Hi folks, Dr. Hopewell here. Just wanted to give you a quick update. This module, Module 5, is actually it's actually quite a touchstone module in this class in at 6:30. You are actually starting to write your research proposal. And we're starting with a lit review for a number of reasons. And some of you may not be familiar with lit review at all. And that's why we address that in our coaching session. But I wanted to create this quick video just to kind of orient you to the idea of a literature review. We've put a lot of materials in the content area for you. We've put a lot of thought and effort into structuring this for you. And Dr. Lynn we're both very busy. We have a lot of students in each of these classes. And so I wanted to create this, just this quick update, this kind of quick orientation for the both of our classes. So let me address the literature review just very briefly to kind of get you up to speed on the topic. So what is a literature review? Well, the best thing to do is to start with what is a literature review not? What is it not? Because that's a very helpful thing. It's not just a regular essay. It's not a regular paper. You're not proving your points with the literature review. You are not making your points with the literature review. The literature review is really designed to orient your readers and yourself really to the topic at hand. Okay, so you're going out and you're looking at what are the previously published major thoughts, major works on your topic. And be careful, you want to have a narrow topic with this. You're not looking at everything that's possibly ever been done on behavior modification in a classroom. You're not looking at everything that's ever possibly been done on technology integration. It's not that wide. This is very narrow. So if you're talking about a particular teaching strategy, narrow, K-6 or 7-12 or middle school or high school, you're really narrowing this down because the purpose is not to provide a full picture on the entire field of knowledge. Where do you stop? You could really keep going and going and going. You want it to be very narrow. But the second thing that this really does, it not only does it give a snapshot of what is the major thought out there, it really helps to orient you to the research question. It really helps you get set up and familiar with the topic, and it helps you know where the gaps in the literature are. It helps you know what the questions are. You may have a question about a particular teaching strategy or behavior management plan or something, and that question may already have been answered. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't answer it for you in your classroom. Remember the nature of action research. But what it does mean is that it's going to give you a very clear picture of what other people have done. Okay, one of the tricks that I like to use is when you find an article, go to their bibliography. Look at the sources that they noted because they have done a lot of the work for you in terms of finding the major works. Now, you're just in a master's program. When you get into a doctoral program, if you choose to do that, then you're going to start to really familiarize yourself with a specialization, and then you'll be the one who starts to know who the major works are. But at this point, use the work of others. All right. The other question that is often asked is how do you organize a literature review? Okay. Remember, and I'll tell you this probably in our coaching session, so you'll hear it again from me. But what you want to realize is that the literature review is not an annotated bibliography. Okay, you are not going down. What is an annotated bibliography, right? Annotated bibliography is just a bibliography, all the sources, okay, or a bunch of sources with notes on them. Okay, we want you to do that. We provided you with an analysis tool, okay, that's going to help you notate or annotate major works that you find for yourself. But you're not going to go down and say, so-and-so said this, 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 and this. So-and-so said this, this, and this. So-and-so said this. That's not what a literature review is. You want to organize around themes or major questions. You're going to want to draw connections and relationships between the previously created or previously conducted research. All right? So you want to spend time thinking about summarizing what do all of the people who have written about this or done studies on this, what have they said, what have they concluded, and you're going to start to draw themes, you're going to start to draw major kind of collect things into piles, all right? I don't know if you do like I do, but when I sweep my floors in my kitchen, I don't try and go to all the corners and sweep everything into a giant pile in the middle. I try and go, to one side, I sweep it into a pile. I go to the other side, I sweep it into a pile. I go to the middle, maybe I sweep it into a pile. All right, and so I create these piles all over, and that's what you're kind of doing. You're sweeping literature into conclusions, data into piles that you can then report and organize. Now, I encourage you to, plow into this. You're kind of breaking the ice here for yourself in terms of writing a literature review. Probably never done this before. That's okay. Sometimes it just takes the opportunity for you to start digging into it before you start to really get into rhythm and sense what this is like. I suppose it's kind of like skydiving, although I've never done that. You can describe it, you can talk about it, but until you really do it, you're not going to know what it feels like. Okay, so think of this literature review in this class as kind of like we're sort of your jump master, your parachuter partner. We're going to jump out of the plane with you on this so that you get a sense of what it feels like, and we're going to be there to say, do this, do that, pull this, but you've got to do it. You've got to actually do the research. Okay, so Module 5, you're going to want to get started. You want to get started early, start looking for that literature. We're going to give you some sources to go out and how to search for those reviews. Remember, there's a couple different kinds of literature out there. There's just experts, people who are saying, I'm an expert, and so this is what I say about this topic. Though that's fine, that's helpful. You're going to find that the majority of what you really want your literature to cover is actual discipline conducted, what we call peer-reviewed research. And you can see in the library database, the articles you find will have, they'll have a note on there that says peer-reviewed. Okay, so major journals are going to have that. All right, well, my phone's ringing. Looks like I've got a call. So at any rate, just wanted to give you this quick update and see if hopefully this helps you get launched out on your literature review. See you, folks.